From fjords to fortune, the story of a Scandinavian country that defied the odds and became a global powerhouse. Yes, we are talking about none other than Norway, a country that ranks high amongst the most developed nations in the world, and certainly in the European Union when it comes to economic stability and continued prosperity. It is mainly an oil and gas state, which contributes upwards of 20% toward its annual GDP. Other equally important elements that have helped Norway become a strong and prosperous nation include fisheries, forestry, minerals, hydropower, and much more. In addition, Norway also tops the list of being the most democratic country in Europe with a high happiness score, providing its citizens with a top-notch quality of life. But how has it achieved all this? Well, while oil and gas exports certainly help with annual revenue generation, Norway is also geographically blessed with a staggering volume of landmass, large coastlines, and a comparatively smaller population compared to the rest of the European nations. As such, the country also has massive mineral deposits and natural resources, and the locals also rely heavily on the fishing sector. While the famous Lofoten archipelago in Norway is famous for its scenic beauty and tourism, it is also the country's major fishing hub. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about Norway's remarkable wealth that can be attributed to a combination of factors, including natural resources management, a strong social welfare system, and responsible fiscal policies. Apart from its sustained economic expansion year on year, Norway is also widely renowned for providing its citizens with a very healthy and cherished work-life balance, and focuses on each working individual's overall mental and physical well-being. You'd be surprised to know that Norway has significantly shorter work hours compared to a lot of the developed and underdeveloped nations. For instance, the typical work week for most employees is slightly more than 37 hours. In addition, it is also typical for employees to leave work early on Friday to enjoy the rest of the weekend with family and friends. Moreover, Norwegian workers are also provided the added advantage of extended spectacular paid leaves. For example, employees can take 25 days off to spend their holidays each year. Plus, employers have to pay their employees on a public holiday as well. Norway also has a very effective and streamlined social safety net and welfare policies, providing citizens with universal health care, social security, paid maternity and paternity leaves, and unemployment benefits. All these factors play a very positive role in Norwegian society, helping people reduce their stress and anxiety, especially when you talk about unforeseen consequences such as job loss or a grievous illness. Subsequently, their strong welfare system plays a key role in keeping the country safe and crime-free. Furthermore, Norway also has a very low level of income inequality, which in itself helps massively contribute to generating a powerful sense of equality and social cooperation. Striking a good work-life balance can play a vital role in helping you stay focused, healthy, and above all, productive at work. You're able to think more clearly and perform above expectations. However, in today's busy and fast-paced corporate ecosystem, people are finding it difficult to combat the effects of work-related stress and anxiety. In the US alone, according to research by the American Institute of Stress, 83% of employees suffer from stress and anxiety, and most of them state that the very cause of their stress is their work. Balancing your work and personal life can be key to leading a healthy life. Not only are you able to manage your time at work effectively, you get things done right without focusing too much on your personal problems in life. In addition, if you have a family, a good work-life balance can help you spend more time with them, enjoying life instead of just stressing about it. Norway is also renowned for its strong advocacy and focus on gender equality and goes above and beyond to encourage women to participate in the overall workforce on equal footing. This commitment is rooted in a lot of the nation's history and culture, which is what helped governments over the years to design and implement a slew of equitable policies and strategies aimed at solidifying the importance and need for gender parity in a variety of societal aspects, including employment and education. After all, Norway was amongst the first developed countries to implement a landmark policy, introducing mandatory gender quotas in its corporate sector. It was the first country to pass a quota legislation, making it obligatory for publicly traded companies to create a workforce that included 40% women. This is what significantly helped Norwegian women climb the ladder of corporate success and attain key leadership positions, not just in companies, but in the government as well. At the same time, The country also places significant emphasis on encouraging women to pursue technical disciplines, especially STEM fields, and offers comprehensive training programs to help them achieve success and pursue careers, which are, in most Western nations, dominated by men. Norway has training programs specifically designed for women only. It's very important to understand that the participation of educated women in the workforce in any country can help significantly propel a nation's economic growth, drive equality, and lead to an increase in the overall quality of life while combating poverty and unemployment. Gender equality is especially rampant in European nations, and according to reports, it has been identified that by consistently reducing the gender pay gap and encouraging more women to work in male-dominated fields, the European Union, as a whole, is set to increase their per capita GDP to 9.6% from 6.1% by 2050. This means the EU will experience a considerable increase in its overall GDP by up to 3.15 trillion euros. Providing women with greater economic freedoms, diversification, and empowerment means helping them act on their right to the same economic resources that men have the right to. It allows them to have the same level of control, decision-making authority, and the same chances to compete in the race for corporate dominance, helping them not just become top earners in their respective niches, but also empowering them to contribute more towards their communities. Norway has a fantastic parental benefits system, which is also considered one of the most generous throughout the globe. New mothers are entitled to take 15 weeks off to take care of their newborn children, while fathers are given the same amount of days off in paternity leaves. Collectively, both parents are entitled to share 16 weeks to focus on their children. This gives us a neat total of 46 weeks off, which, by the way, are paid leaves. And what's more, if there are multiple children, each parent has the right to extend their leaves. In addition, once any parent is on their paternal or maternal leave, they're given a majority chunk of their total salaries and are paid full salaries during the first 16 weeks. During the remaining weeks, a small percentage of their salaries are deducted. This is absolutely awe-inspiring. Not only does this help each parent to take care of their infants, they can do so without having to face any minor or major financial constraints. Norway has been very active in promoting gender diversity for over 20 years now, encouraging women to pursue higher education and job opportunities in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields and careers, thanks to a variety of well-designed and implemented programs and initiatives. As per research in 2021, 55% of Norwegian women were in the science and engineering fields, compared to the early 2000s, when a third of women specialized in STEM fields. This is a massive improvement. But how did the country manage to achieve these numbers? Well, through the careful and well-designed initiatives. For instance, the KIF Committee, which specializes in promoting gender balance and diversity, was founded by the federal government in 2004. The sole objective of this committee is to help promote gender equality and balance in a variety of academic and research-based fields, such as STEM. Norway has a very strict and streamlined legal framework, meticulously designed and implemented to fight gender-based violence. The government introduced its landmark Gender Equality Act in 1978 and is effectively working on implementing its sixth action plan against violence, both of which offer a strong legal basis for taking stringent action against perpetrators of domestic abuse, violence, as well as gender-based violence. The country also has a slew of empowering national action plans to prevent violence and aggression against women. Moreover, the country offers a wide variety of mental and physical support services for victims of gender-based violence and has established a string of crisis centers, hotlines, and shelters for women, offering victims a sense of confidentiality, protection, and safety, as well as legal advice. There are also different cities where the Norwegian police have trained and specialized members dedicated to identifying and combating gender violence and domestic abuse. Norway has implemented pretty responsible and effective fiscal policies throughout the years, aiming at maintaining the real value of the national funds, which are intended to be used for the betterment of the country's future generations. Moreover, the country's national funds and strong fiscal strategies help protect it from both short-term and long-term budgetary constraints or any economic volatility, especially related to the country's petroleum revenue. Norway's financial and macroeconomic strategies are designed to leave ample space for modifying or completely renewing its fiscal policies in the face of any economic downturn, such as the COVID-19 pandemic and the Ukraine-Russian war. The 4% spending rule is an essential strategy to help optimize any individual financial health, both in terms of their personal and retirement planning. It's not something that only Norwegians do, plus it's pretty easy to practice. For instance, you can start by taking out only 4% of your retirement savings to spend in your first year of retirement. For example, if you have a $2 million portfolio, you'd only withdraw $80,000 in the first place. This strategy can play an instrumental role when it comes to inflation adjustment and can consistently help increase your purchasing power while allowing you to save the bulk of your retirement money. Being a resource-rich country, it's impressive how Norway has been able to shift away from relying solely on its mineral deposits and other natural resources in terms of trade and industrial use. Instead, the country has been able to diversify its economic policies by investing in a variety of other critical sectors and infrastructure, such as information technology, AI, manufacturing, and much more. This has helped Norway steer clear of creating any vulnerabilities related to fluctuating oil prices in the global market. Norway is amongst the very few countries that have prioritized and emphasized its reliance on education and scientific research. The federal government distributes a significant portion of its annual funds to various national and private colleges and universities, research establishments, and vocational training centers, producing a high-quality, educated, and skilled workforce. In addition, the country has a very dominant public research sector that conducts state-of-the-art research in a variety of STEM fields, as well as social sciences, fostering innovation and creating jobs. Norway has a slew of well-funded research and technology clusters throughout major cities. These institutions serve as innovation hubs and play a vital role in fostering innovation, as well as contributing toward the nation's technological achievements and advancements. Just as Silicon Valley is a tech hub for the US, in Norway, Oslo has a diverse array of numerous technology and innovation companies. In addition, the city boasts a high number of research institutions and startups in different sectors, such as ICT, medical research, AI and biotechnology, and sustainable energy. Some of the most well-known technology clusters within Oslo are Startup Lab and Oslo Science Park, both of which provide ample funding and support technology businesses and startups.